Hey guys, what's up? I hope the sound comes through on this video because I've got an important point to make. I'm running some errands, didn't bring my AirPods out with me. But this is for those of you who have your girlfriends or your wives as your accountability partners and you're still struggling with this behavior. You're a fucking idiot. It's a dumbass decision. And even though I've addressed this multiple times on this channel, I'm going to do it again. But hopefully this time it is definitive. God, here's the context, right? Brothers are struggling with their behavior for so long. You've been keeping it as a secret from your partner. So you feel like a hypocrite. There's a lot of shame and a lot of guilt. And then you make a breakthrough. This breakthrough, whatever it may be, allows you to confide in your girlfriend and disclose to her that you're dealing with this out of control behavior. So how do you feel? Well, you feel closer to her. You bond with her, especially if she's understanding. She's understanding, so all your fears about what she would do if she finds out dissipates. You're like, oh my goodness, this whole time I thought she was going to leave me. But even though she's a little bit upset or a little bit surprised, she's actually like, okay, cool, well, how can I support you? You're so excited about this because you're so relieved that you start making dumb decisions. You go like, well, since she's so supportive and since she's my partner, I guess it makes sense that one of the ways she can support me is to be my accountability partner. Bro, this isn't like be my accountability partner with a habit like, I don't know, like reading every night or going to the gym. No, this is your sexual behavior. This isn't your accountability with your joint budget for the household, which I'm against too, but that's a story for another day. This is your out of control sexual behavior, which existed before this woman came into your life. Actually, it existed before any of your partners came into your life. And because you've bought into this idea that she's your life partner or should be your life partner, she would be the best person to help you end your behavior. Gentlemen, she didn't sign up to take care of a boy. She didn't sign up to take care of an individual who has no impulse control. Let me explain what I'm saying. She got together with you because of certain attractive traits you had. Maybe you were funny, maybe you're masculine, maybe you were very direct with her, maybe you were vulnerable with her, whatever it was, I guarantee you, one of those attractive traits was not your low impulse control. And you are confusing vulnerability as an attractive trait and honesty as an attractive trait. You are confusing it with low impulse control. That's what she's going to see, brother. She's not going to see, oh, he's vulnerable and he's honest. What you don't realize is this is your way of seeking validation with her, from her. This is your way of saying, hey, look at me. I'm actually an honest guy. I'm not a guy who's I was hiding shit from you before, but if you're my accountability partner now, you will see that I'm a good guy who doesn't hide shit from you. That's what you're trying to do. That's why you're doing it. And it's stupid because you struggle with a compulsive behavior, which means that while it feels good for now, because your brain has not rewired, because this is a problem that will not just go away, it is addictive in nature, you are going to do it again and again and again. And she will see that. But she doesn't understand what a compulsive behavior is. She might understand it rationally. And there's some of you who play yourself even further by saying, well, JK, my wife lived with an alcoholic father, and she lived with an alcoholic brother, or she struggled with alcohol in her previous marriage, or like I hear this shit all the time. I've heard it for over a decade. So I think she's going to be a good accountability. No, she wasn't fucking her father. She's not with her alcoholic ex anymore. She is with you, and she did not get into the relationship with you because you are a porn addict. So this feels good temporarily. But what is going to happen is, even when she is supportive of you, a time will come when it doesn't make sense to her, because compulsive behaviors don't fucking make sense. It's causing you a lot of pain. You don't want it in your life. Yet, despite the negative impact on your life and how many times you try to stop engaging in that behavior, you still go ahead and do it. It doesn't make sense. Not even to you. It's going to make even less sense to her when she starts actually experiencing it. And she begins to ask herself, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? It seems simple enough. Why can't he just stop? I stopped my behavior with alcohol. Or my ex, I left him, but that was alcohol. Like, this is just porn. And then all the bullshit starts. Do you think I'm not enough? Maybe you really don't think I'm enough. She starts talking to a friend. She confides in other people. But at the end of the day, she loses her respect for you. Because now you're demonstrating one of the most unattractive qualities, which is low impulse control. And you have now allowed your partner into a part of your life where there is a weakness. What's the alternative? Work with men who understand what the fuck you're going through. We understand that this is not a reflection of who you are as a person. I understand that this is just a part of you. That you're a successful person, you're a hardworking person, you're a loving person. You actually want to be with your partner. You want to be in a committed relationship. You care for her. Like, yeah, you're watching this shit and there's novelty, and yeah, you are a man biologically. You want to be with other women. But ultimately, this is the woman you are committed to. That's why you're with her. I understand that. Because I'm not fucking you. She's fucking you. So what she thinks is going to be different. She will pick up on this one part of it. She is too close to the problem. Do you understand? And that is going to infect every other positive trait that you have. And you will now have a problematic relationship. But no, you won't believe me, right? You won't believe me because you're bought into bullshit conditioning. And I'm yelling about this because I see literally just the other day, a guy who graduated from our program, everything was going well. He was off his behavior, and I told him there is only one fucking red flag. And that red flag is you insist on having your wife have access to your Covenant Eyes filter. And I think that even though you've made a lot of progress in our program, even though you're in control of your behavior, there is still a chance you may slip. And she will see it. And she will judge you harshly. Because her expectation was that by being your accountability partner, by you going into a program like this, you would end your behavior at some point. And she is hopeful. She's more hopeful than me. Because I know what the reality is. Another guy knows what the reality is. She hopes that by supporting you and being a supportive wife or girlfriend, this fucking problem will go away. You guys can go back to having sex regularly. You won't be such an irritable son of a bitch, and she can have a good relationship with you. But none of that shit happens overnight. And she did not sign up for this shit. She doesn't understand what those urges are like. I do. Other men do. But no, she's your life partner. You need the validation from her. Bro, it shows that we're open. It's how she trusts me. Like she really trusts me because I'm doing this. That's important. You don't realize that on the other side of the coin, there are many other ways that you can show trust. On the other side of the coin, you are reducing the lifespan of your relationship. I'm sick and tired of it. That's my message for you guys today. If your girlfriend is your accountability partner, if your wife is your accountability partner on any of these filters, or even worse, if you're a dumb fuck and you're telling her every single time you slip and relapse, you have a problem. Actually, I'm not done. I'm going to rant about one more thing. And this is the whole thing about the truth. I've talked about this many times on the channel. The truth will set you free. I'm just going to tell my wife the truth. And if I don't tell her the truth, I'm a bad person. No, you're a selfish son of a bitch. Because you know by telling her the truth, it will relieve you of that burden of all the secrets you've been hiding. So you will feel better, and you no longer have to carry the burden of your guilt. But how is she gonna feel? What's the trauma that she's gonna go through? You fucking destroy this woman's life just so that you can feel better. Not every man needs to tell his partner everything about his behavior. Not every man needs to tell his partner about his behavior right now. She's not ready. She's like, you mean right now you're fucking prostitutes? You mean right now you're watching gay tranny porn? You mean right now you're doing that shit? Right now while I'm dealing with other stressful things in my life? Yes, honey, blah, 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 blah. And you're surprised when your relationship fucking falls apart. Dumbass. No. Sometimes you've got to look at your wife. You care for this woman. You know some of her history, right? What kind of trauma did she go through? Did she come from a family where dad cheated on mom and watched pornography? Did her ex do something like that to her? What's the impact going to be on her? I'm not saying don't tell the truth. I'm saying know when to tell the truth. There are men who have told their partners shit before it was time to tell them, and she became suicidal. Not even barely able to take care of their children because he was a dumbass, only thinking about himself. Sometimes you've got to seek professional help first. Understand yourself and this behavior. Gain some control over your behavior. And then go through a professional disclosure process with a therapist or via couples counseling. Or you can tell your partner when you have control over it. I have hundreds of clients who began the process of controlling their behavior. And they weren't ready, to tell their partners yet. They were dealing with a lot of guilt. They're like, man, I would feel so much better if I told her. It's like, well, why haven't you told her? Well, I'm scared for her mental health, dude. Like, she's been through some rough patches. Now is really not a good time in her life to tell her. I was like, are you being honest about that, or are you just bullshitting? Because if you can tell her if she can handle it. Nah, dude, I don't think she can handle it, but I also feel bad. I was like, well, you've already been living with the shame and the guilt. The best thing you can do for yourself is gain some control over this behavior. You will feel better in general as a human being. And when you sit down to disclose to her, you will have two things going for you. Number one is you would have actually gained some control of your behavior, so you'll be talking about this shit in the past tense. She won't ask you, oh, you're doing this shit right now? No, you'd be like, well, I was dealing with it in the past. The good news is I've gained control over it. The part that I have to apologize for is that I kept it for you that long. You're still going to have to deal with the consequences of what the fuck you did, brother. I'm not saying avoid consequences. But now you're doing it in a way that doesn't hurt her. The second thing is something that's more difficult for me to get across to you. And that is, you're now doing this from a place of non-selfishness. You're doing this from a place of love. What you don't fucking see, what you cannot see, brothers, those of you watching this, still dealing with this behavior, is how much you change as a man, how much of a better man you become. She starts going like, holy shit, this guy is a much better human being. He's more present, he's more loving, he's better at lovemaking, he's more caring. This is more like the man I met. I'm enjoying being in this relationship. I care for this man more. I'm opening up more. I'm more vulnerable to him because I like who he is. And who you are becoming is a result of the reboot. When you tell her after you've become a much better man, it's easier for her to accept than when you're telling her, hey, guess what? I've been a piece of shit. Here's why I've been a piece of shit. And yes, as recently as 2 nights ago, I relapsed, and that's why I'm being a piece of shit. Now you just have created a big old piece of shit sandwich, and she's like, throw the whole fucking thing away. Why? She's like, why do I have? There's no reason for me to stay in this. She doesn't even have hope. She has hope when you've done the work like a fucking man. You've gone out there and taken care of business yourself. Your life. She wasn't dealing with this shit. She didn't sign up for this. You were dealing with this before you got with her. And now you're a better man. So she's like, well, things are going well. You know what? Keep doing what you've been doing. Thank you for letting me know, right? It may not go like that. She might be upset. But like I said, this is not about avoiding telling her the truth. This is about telling the truth. but doing it strategically for the benefit of your relationship. Now, a woman listening to this will completely disagree with this, right? And that doesn't fucking matter, because the video is not about the woman. The woman is about you. The women who watch this will go into the comment section and be like, oh, he was lying to me. He should tell me immediately. I would feel so honest if he told me in the first place. Fuck. Some of you will wait and tell your partner later on, right? And she won't leave you. She'll be like, well, okay, like, thank you for letting me know. But then she will also say this. She will say, I wish you told me this earlier. I wish you told me this earlier when you were dealing with it. I would have loved to support you. I'm a little bit upset that you didn't tell me. She's a little bit upset, but she's not leaving, dumbass. If you told her earlier, and a lot of you guys are so stupid, y'all need to be in the dating reboot program. You literally take what women say for word. Just because she says now that she would have felt better then, she doesn't know how the fuck she would have felt then. All she knows is how she feels now, and she's relating it to some shit in the past that didn't happen. I would have felt better if you told me. No, you would not have felt better. These are facts. These are statistical facts. I've been doing this for 11 years. So you're like, well, yeah, it probably would have been better to tell her early. And then there will be all these idiots out there reinforcing it to you. They were going through hell in their recovery. They're like, man, the best thing I ever did was tell my wife early. The best thing I ever did. Ask them, how the fuck does your wife feel? They might still be together, but their relationship is hell. They're doing everything they fucking can to keep it together. Their wife now has them by the balls. Some of them, their wife has threatened to leave. Their wife has now gained power in the relationship. Their wife uses it against them. They won't tell you that shit. They will just tell you about the burden that they relieved. Bro, tell her, man, the truth will set you free. Like, you'll feel so much better. Yeah, we know you will feel so much better, you selfish fuck. But at what expense? How is it going to affect your wife? Anyway, enough said. This is going on into a 20-minute rant. I hope I fucking made my point, right? There are men who can support you. There are groups who can support you. Go find some brothers at the church. You can join our program. You can go work with a therapist. I don't give a fuck. Just don't have your partner be your accountability partner, especially on a filter like Covenant Eyes, all right? Enough said. I'm JK, your brother in this struggle. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And shit, I hope you guys learned something from this. Bye.